Okay, so welcome. We are going to have a half-hour guided meditation. I'd like to offer one of my favorite meditations, which is traditionally one does this meditation with Tara, white Tara or green Tara, but you can do this with any. Actually, when I started doing this, I didn't know anything about Tara. But basically we'll kind of conjure some kind of divine being kind of above and behind you, and it can really be anyone that you resonate with. It doesn't even have to be a person, actually. It could be a ball of light, or it could just be like a kind of pure energy. So what I'm going to lead it for is for receiving pure compassion. And so similar, if that resonates for you today, great, then you can just follow along. And if you'd rather kind of substitute in for, if there's something else that would be really helpful to you today, like maybe it's peace or forgiveness or generosity, like anything that you think is what you're needing, we're going to infuse ourselves with these energies today. So let's begin by just finding a comfortable seat. So I like to rock back and forth or kind of root down into my seat. You can lean to the right and then to the left and kind of rock back and forth until you find vertical between right and left. And then do the same thing going forward and back. Lean back, then go forward, pass through vertical, go too far forward, and kind of rock back and forth until you find vertical. And you can close your eyes if you like, or if you prefer, you can bring your gaze down low. Really, whatever helps to bring your awareness inward. And bring your awareness into your heart. You can visualize the breath going in and out of the heart. If you like, you can touch your heart with your hand, or just touch into your heart with your mind. But either way, we're letting the breath flow in and out of the heart. Oh, and maybe give yourself a kind of a sigh. If you feel comfortable making some kind of sound on the exhale. Oh, that can cue the nervous system to relax and to settle. So the breath is flowing in and out of the heart. Not pushing or pulling on the breath, not controlling the breath really at all. But we're just bringing our awareness to the breath and kind of watching it. Maybe it's changing in depth or rhythm. Whatever it wants to do is just right. We can totally trust the breath. Then as you're ready, let's begin to tune into this presence behind and above us. You can tune into whatever kind of your favorite divine being is, or it could be a great teacher, could be the Dalai Lama, or Oprah, it could be one of your heroes or mentors, or it could be just a pure energy. So if you know Tara, you could also tune in to Tara, this great enlightened being who offers boundless compassion. She is often shown with a vessel, and she's pouring water from the vessel. So we're connecting with this being above and behind us. And we're tuning into this incredible source, just limitless source of compassion. And as we imagine this benevolent, boundless source just right behind us and above us, we can also imagine this vessel pouring this energy in through the top of the head. So feel into the top of your head. Just rest your awareness at the top of the head and see what sensation is there. Maybe you can feel some air movement, or you can feel your hair at the top of your head. Or maybe you can sense some tingling. Often for me, I don't feel anything right away, but just rest the awareness there. See what you can notice, and eventually some sensation may arise just at the top of the head. And then visualize or imagine or even sense that the top of your head is opening up and out toward this flowing of pure compassion. So whoever or whatever the source of this pure energy is, it's pouring down through the top of your head. We can open ourselves to welcome this, gentle, accepting, kind energy of true compassion. Pours down into us, it passes through our brains, kind of flushing our whole brain and head with this gentle generosity, an awake kindness. Pours down through the head, through the neck and throat. And as it touches the insides of our bodies, it just heals and cleanses and deeply nourishes. So continuing on down into the chest, filling the heart, pure compassion. Heart is completely full and kind of spilling over, and this liquid compassion continues down through the center of the body, through all our internal organs. This love energy. Not asking anything of us, accepting us exactly as we are right now. And affirming the life energy and healing capacity of the body. So this liquid continues down through the base of the body, down into the legs, through the knees, down into the lower legs, and into the feet, and it's pooling and filling the body. This awakened energy of compassion. So filling up the feet, so the bones and tendons and muscles of the feet are just completely saturated with this energy of complete acceptance and gratitude. Filling the ankles, saturating the lower legs, so the bones, the muscles, all the connective tissue, all the way through to the skin, totally saturated. It's deeply nourishing. And it just keeps flowing. It keeps flowing in. The knees are completely immersed. All those little tendons and funny little pockets in the knees, totally washed and saturated in compassion. Going all the way up through the thighs, the big femur, thigh muscles. Both legs completely full, kind of buzzing with pure kindness. And it keeps pouring in, keeps filling up, and it's filling up the whole pelvic bowl. The bones, the organs, all the connective tissue, all the way to the skin. Just humming with kindness. Continues to fill the torso, the lower belly, the lower back. Full of divine acceptance, with tender generosity. As this compassion continues to fill the torso, you can notice if your mind wanders. No problem. No problem. Just notice that your mind has wandered, you find yourself thinking of the future or remembering the past. Just gently, even with a little tiny smile, bringing the awareness back to receive this flow of pure compassion. Filling up through the ribs, the lungs completely saturated, all deeply nourished by this energy. Up through into the chest. The whole rib cage, the whole torso and lower body full of this bright, awake, expansive compassion. It just keeps flowing, and so it's spilling over through the filling the shoulders and coming down, pouring down into the arms, flowing all the way down to the fingertips. Completely immersing the very ends of the fingers, fingernails, the bones, all the small bones of the hand, each finger, the tendons and ligaments, those little muscles, and the skin, the fingers, the palms, the back of the hand, the thumbs, completely full. These hands are just completely saturated with divine kindness. Feeling the wrists, healing and soothing any tension. Feeling the forearms. Saturating the elbows. And the upper arms as well. Filling them up with this liquid, divine compassion, total acceptance, and clarity. Deep appreciation and love. So we have the whole body from the neck down, steeped in love. And it keeps on pouring, so it's filling up through the neck and throat, saturating our vocal cords, the esophagus, the muscles of the neck. And continuing up to the base of the skull, the jaw, filling the gums and teeth, the mouth, the back of the head, occiput, filling up all the spaces and sinuses in the head, through the nose, the cheeks, all around the ears, full of liquid compassion. Entire ears, continuing up to the eye sockets, the nose, the cheekbones and temples, including the brain. This liquid energy continues to pour. It's pouring and continuing with this healing love. Generous, sweet tenderness. Really profound acceptance all the way up the top of the head, all the way down, filling our hair, the skin, all the way around the body. We're completely saturated and immersed. And it keeps pouring. It keeps pouring, so the compassion begins to, we're completely saturated all the way through our entire physical being. So now this liquid compassion begins to shine out, passing through our pores, shining out into the space around us in all directions. In front of us, behind us, to the left, and to the right, below us, and above us. And we continue to receive this infinite source of compassion. So we can't help but let it flow through us. So it flows out and it's expanding in all directions through us to fill the space that we're in. We don't have to do anything. We sit here, we rest in openness to receive this compassion and let it just pass right through. So it continues to expand, completely filling the room and saturating all of the objects and beings in your space. And expanding out, including the whole building that you're in. All of the beings there, completely full of this compassion. Regardless of who or what, totally saturated. With pure acceptance. And it keeps pouring. The source is unending. So it's pouring through us and continuing to expand to include our neighbors. And our neighborhood. All beings. All of the people. All of the non-human animals. All of the plants and trees. Continues to pour, and we continue to receive and allow this compassion to flow out as it begins to fan across the land through the city where we live. And continuing out to include the whole region. Until eventually it's including the entire continent. Sweeping down through valleys and gorges, and caves and waterways, lakes and oceans, up through mountains and skies. Continuing to receive this compassion, it flows through us and continues to expand until it's filling, immersing our entire planet. The whole planet, all beings, saturated in compassion. And moving even more quickly, it's expanding out to include our atmosphere, out into the solar system, the entire galaxy, the universe, and the multiverse. Divine compassion infuses all time and space, all beings that ever were and ever will be. known and unknown, named and unnamed, all beings everywhere, completely saturated with total acceptance, deep love, healing, and forgiveness. As we come to the end of our meditation, let's rest in this open state. Breathing in compassion and breathing out compassion. Gently, as you're ready, begin to bring your awareness back into this space. Back into this body. Notice what it feels like to be in your body right now. And when you're ready, you may like to deepen your breath or notice any part of the body that wants to move. Maybe sway or shift your weight. When you're ready to open your eyes, you can look around your space. Maybe do a twist or a stretch. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining me on this journey.